Greetings and good evening, one and all. I am Dr. Wolf, and it feels wonderful to be able to live stream again. My channel strike over the past 6 months has kept me from able to do a number of things, and I wanted to be able to interact with an audience in these videos again. And joining me this evening, first off, we have Miss Lightning Bliss. You want to say hello?
Hello!
And then we have Silver Quill, who is looking a little festive.
I am a professional. I also can't breathe.
And finally, my brother, TericDragon, who we haven't seen on this channel in quite some time.
Hey everybody, it's good to be back.
A quick little refresher for anyone who might be curious. Back in late October, one of my review videos had been taken down and a channel strike issued against me. And even though YouTube had never fully explained it, which is something I really hope they're going to be changing their policy on in the future, eventually I figured out that it was because the video clips in that review had been mirrored. They had been reversed. And when you do that, then a copyright holder who manually picks up on that may think, oh, this person is trying to intentionally avoid the copyright system, intentionally try to get away with it. And I guess they are trying to crack down a little harder on that. So that's my best guess as to why that happened. But thankfully, the channel strike only lasted 6 months. My channel is back to full use again. And one thing I did want to mention at the start of this live stream that I did find a little interesting, I think will make for some good conversation, is that another one of my videos had been taken down just this morning.
Which one?
But a channel strike was not issued against me this time.
Yeah.
Earlier this week, I released a video, a spoiler video, on movie news for the upcoming MLP movie in 2017. When I uploaded that video, I hadn't thought that there would be any issue with showing a couple of images that I found online, but later that day after that video had been released, Equestria Daily, I noticed, no longer had those images up on their article. They had little text explanations about what they were talking about, but no more images. They had been requested to be taken down. So I was a little concerned at that point, well, is anyone going to be coming after this video? I'm not sure whether I have done anything that would make others upset with this. This morning I found out, yeah, they've taken it down. I assume that they're trying to do that with any images they can find online because whatever their reasons. But this is how YouTube works these days. It's usually powers being held by copyright holders, that they can pick and choose what videos they want to take down for whatever reason. And it can oftentimes be difficult to fight them on this fact, regardless of what explanation you have. Now, I'm sure that folks like Silver Quill and Lightning Bliss may have run into this same issue, especially with their reviews where they use images and clips. Silver, have you ever had any videos taken down on your channel, or is it just copyright claims?
Well, copyright claims right now. I am expecting that one day I will have to face that guillotine. And, yeah, just sort of bracing myself for that, getting the counter-arguments ready now.
Okay.
So, but yeah, all my videos are claimed for monetization by Hasbro or sometimes a music holder. I don't monetize my videos, so every ad you see is going to someone else.
How about you, Lightning? Have you run into this issue yet?
I haven't had any videos taken down, though I've had at least 3 of them claimed, and here's the weird part. They were claimed by the same company that was a recording studio for Hasbro, and it was claimed, it said it could not be viewed in over 244 countries. Now, to my understanding, I don't think there are that many countries on the planet. So,
You'd be amazed.
You'd be surprised. They're little countries that are, population less than 10,000.
And so I sent 2 claims. I mean, I kind of just fought back 2 of them, and I didn't want to do a 3rd one because then I was scared of actually getting 1, 2, maybe even 3 strikes. And of course, they were denied. But after I fought back, the strangest thing happened. The claims reduced to this video can no longer be seen in 1 country, and that was Germany.
Of course.
Sorry. My husband's German, so he's like, of course. And the one video that really kind of got under my skin, though, because it was something that kind of couldn't be helped, it was my Pacific PonyCon vlog, and it was when DRWolf was singing a karaoke song of Winter Wrap-Up. It was a background song.
Yeah. That same video, I believe it was Toon Critic who had used his phone to take video of me when I was trying to sing that karaoke piece. I uploaded that to my channel, and it also got claimed, got blocked almost worldwide, everywhere outside of the U.S.
But karaoke, you're the performer.
I know, but still, it's just the way things have been as of late. Over the past several months, this has seen a spike in how much big companies are trying to protect their copyrights in whatever way they can.
Oh, well, there's the thing. Blame Spike.
Thank you. However, there is one thing I noticed that was also very recent that came as a bit of a surprise to me. Some of you may remember back in February, I released a karaoke version of a song from The Princess and the Frog, Friends on the Other Side. I fully expected when I uploaded that video it would get claimed by Disney. I just wanted my audience to see it. And sure enough, the video got claimed by Disney almost immediately. I was okay with that. I think it was a little over a week ago, I looked at that video again, and suddenly there was an option there I never had seen at any other video in my entire channel's history before. It was allowing shared monetization. It was basically saying, if you admit that, yes, this song does belong to this company, they are willing to share monetization rights with you. I've never seen that on anything for YouTube before. Have either of you ever heard of this?
No, and I don't even like that. I mean, I don't make money off my videos right now. I have it set to where I can initially, but I'm too scared to implement it because of the strikes going on and the takedowns. But here are other companies already monetizing my videos and making money off me, and I'm like, I guess that's the right, or am I rolling over? I don't know.
See, my opinion on that, it's really a mixed bag, because you're doing analysis of copyrighted material, and of course, in order to do that analysis, you have been posting images or short video clips of the material that you're analyzing, and clearly that material is copyrighted and owned by Hasbro. However, the entirety of the rest of the video, including the analysis and any other animations that go in there. I know, Lightning Bliss, you do a lot of your own animations. That's entirely you. And that's your talent, and that's your work that you're putting out there. So it really is a mixed bag. If this really is a new trend that's coming up, where they're allowing shared monetization, perhaps this is the companies coming forward and saying, well, we do recognize that while we do own this content, the people who are making these videos are also putting forth their time and effort, and perhaps they should be compensated for it.
Well, this is all news to me, because just this morning I was rewatching Jim Sterling's video on how he confounds the YouTube monetization system. and the automated copyright claims by basically not dialing back and trying to respect the copyright claimants. You go full throttle and offend everybody. Because
like Donald Trump.
Yeah, but he's charming about it, at least.
Sorry, I had to say that.
Oh, there you go. Politics.
Nope, that's the only politics we're going to have in this whole stream. We're done.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
But I'm rather surprised to hear about shared monetization, which at least seems a step towards recognizing we can't take all the monies. But at the same time, yeah, right now the YouTube copyright system, it's more inclined to encourage you to keep break it beyond the point of recognition, rather than try to work with these people, because they're not going to work with you. Even just using clips from a show that you're critiquing, that's just to keep the audience interested. One of my best teachers told me about in video editing, say dog, see dog. If you're talking about a subject, it should be on the screen. If I'm talking about an episode of My Little Pony, I need to have footage of it. That feels unavoidable. Otherwise, people are going to get bored pretty fast. So it seems like a catch-22. Oh, we're going to make money off your critique. Well, if I fight this, I lose any chance to express myself on YouTube. There is no legitimate competitor. So, yeah, much like Bliss say, I sometimes worry I'm just sort of rolling over and letting them steamroll. But at the same time, there's really not a lot of ammunition except to break the system, as Jim Sterling presented.
Mm.
All right.
Sorry,
I have to apologize. I see the chat room erupting with a lot of comments about Donald Trump. I'm going to very politely ask that those comments are left out of the chat channel, please.
Hey, that's gonna be easier to said than done, kind of thing.
I know, but I just thought I'd put that out there.
All right.
This is a live stream about the strike and DRWolf and not politics. I would have to agree with Terry on this.
Thank you.
And to answer people's questions, yes, we will be answering your questions.
I would very much like to answer direct questions from the audience. That is one of the reasons why I started this live stream. So, if we all have the YouTube window open, we can all scan for a good question to get started on.
They're flying through the chat room so fast.
Yeah, you gotta look very quickly. Got to keep very close attention here.
So,
and there's about 30 seconds delay between what we actually say and when it comes to YouTube. So we're gonna have to wait a little while before people start realizing, oh, it's time for questions.
Oh, I got a question right off the bat. How is a hippogriff like a pigeon?
I don't know. Yeah, let's hear that, Silver Quill.
According to Mad Munchkin, quite a bit.
They're both annoying and disease-ridden?
Oh, dear. Okay.
I don't know.
I got somebody asking what my next video will be. There is going to be another episode coming out tomorrow, and naturally I do tend to release my reviews on the same day as the episode, so expect to see that at least. There is something coming up that I'm sure people are going to be excited for that I still have to make a short little teaser trailer for, and I am very pleased to announce that the Rainbow Dash therapy visit with Dr. Wolf has been completed and is set to come out very soon. And I am most interested to see all the audience reaction to that. Now, we got any other good questions here?
Silver, let's see. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lightning.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I saw a quick question that said, when's the next TF2 video coming out?
Oh, yes. Lightning has been hard at work over these past months on editing new videos. We actually have 3 TF2 analysis videos ready to go right now but we're not releasing them yet because I want to have a buffer of even just 1 or 2 more before I start releasing them, maybe each Saturday or every other Saturday, so I can get a string of TF2 analysis on a regular, consistent basis, instead of just doing one every month or 2 months kind of thing. So I appreciate that everybody's been patient with that. It is a very fun series, and I definitely want to do more. It's just I am very patient in releasing them. We have a couple more scripts for videos that are not quite ready yet, but we do have 3 videos ready to go right now.
All right. Thomas Fan 3751 says, everyone, what is your favorite Disney movie, albeit live action or animated?
Ooh, well, Teric, why don't you start us off with that one?
Well, you know, it's kind of unfair because I just last week, for the first time, saw Zootopia.
Oh.
I have to admit that it tops my list right now. And not just because it was well animated or the characters were really good, but if you look, I don't know how many of you have actually seen that movie. I would wager most of you. But if you look at the message and the moral of that movie, and how it throws a light on what I would call ignorant discrimination, where I'm trying not to throw out any spoilers because there may be some of you that have not seen the movie yet, but there is a point where a character is speaking to a large audience and goes into some speculation that actually throws a really bad light on a minority group. But this is done ignorantly, without knowing that it would cause a problem. And then, as the movie goes on, you see the problems that creates. And so, it bringing out a light on bias and discrimination and prejudice and even ignorance. I think that's always valid and pertinent to today's society. And in addition, well, I am a furry, and watching Zootopia with a movie full of furry characters, I just, okay, all right.
Well, growing up, some of Teric's favorite films of all time happen to be things like Robin Hood and The Secret of Nim, and again...
wait, what's the third one?
The third one?
Watership
Down, yeah.
There you go.
Oh, I have that one!
That's not Disney, though.
I know
It's not Disney. And neither is Secret of Nim, for that matter, even though the Don Bluth worked for Disney before working on Secret of Nim.
He did.
Right
Okay.
before time for the win.
How about you, Silver Quill? Do you have a favorite live-action or animated Disney film?
Well, I will say live action as a kid made me just bawl. Littlefoot's mom. Okay, well, he took Zootopia, harumph.
Darn, you like that one too.
Oh, yeah, but I want to be hipster about this. Which means I should probably, with Frozen, just let it go. Never gonna miss a beat on that one.
No.
Okay.
Stop it. Stop it.
For reinventing a classic visually, I actually am very drawn to Treasure Planet.
Oh, really?
Oh, I have that one too. I like it. I don't know why it's a hit. It's not a hit though for some.
Well, I mean, one, it throws in a lot of obligatory cutesy characters, obligatory sidekick characters. It's not a perfect representation of Treasure Island, but for an updated look, feel, and that fantastic theme for Jim, I'm Still Here.
Yeah, I love that.
It's an underrated movie in my eyes.
Yeah.
Now I will watch the chat for people saying, "Silver, how could you say let it go?"
Yeah, I've already been watching the chat, and it's been there. So, Lightning, how about you?
What was the question?
Your favorite live-action or animated Disney film?
Oh, so many. I guess live-action Disney film. And The Last Unicorn is in a Disney production, so I guess Pirates of the Caribbean.
That works. That
That
definitely
is a good
works.
one.
That's
I mean,
always
when I was
fun.
when I was a kid, and I used to watch these Disney shorts specials, and they always were like a tour of the park, and there was their original pirate tour and ride, and there was that song playing in the background, yo ho, a pirate's life.
life for me.
And I was shocked when I watched the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, and the girl and Jack Sparrow, they were singing the song while running around drinking rum by the fire, and I'm like, they're singing the song. That's awesome.
What? That's not a typical Tuesday for you guys?
I don't drink, sir. Only milkshakes.
Okay. As for myself, I know this may come as a surprise to many people because I know it's not what is considered among the best of the best that Disney has had to offer over the years. But this film in particular just really, really struck a soft spot in my heart many years ago when I first saw it, and every time I see it, even today, it still strikes that soft spot in my heart. And that film is Monsters Incorporated.
Of course.
Oh, I liked the first one. I
Yes.
don't get the sequel, but
I am just talking about the first one.
yeah.
The relationship between Sully and Boo throughout that film gets me every time. And if you go back and watch one of my earliest videos on my channel, I think it was within a couple of months after first making videos, there was a video I made that I think it was titled Monsters Incorporated Helped Me to Discover Why I'm a Brony, or something to that effect. I can't remember the title exactly, but it was a really, really old video that, yeah, I found that kind of connection. And I talk about a little more about why that film really strikes a chord with me if you go watch A Moment with Dr. Wolf that I did with Teric here, and that one's titled Dr. Wolf and Striving Onwards Without Your Dreams. So if you want to know why Monsters, Inc. strikes such a chord with me, you go watch that A Moment with Dr. Wolf and you might pick it up.
And be careful, it's a tearjerker.
Okay, somebody's spamming this one question over and over towards me. Why am I so cute and rainbow-fied?
We'll let you answer that one, Blissy.
Just be happy you're not on the TF2 battlefield right now. I can't help being rainbow-fied. And it's not my fault I'm cute, and I'm not cute. I'm just small.
Well, Dr. Wolf is small too.
Yeah, he's a wolf. You get away with it.
I'd say your character falls somewhere on a spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Rainbow-fied spectrum.
Yes.
Yeah,
I will say this.
You're living on the edge there, Mr. Silver.
I will say this, Blissy. Let me be politically correct about this. Your character is quite compelling, and I have, props to you for her design.
Yeah, you're not stealing the crystal version of me, by the way. I saw that little comment of yours.
Well, dragons, they like shiny things, and they
No,
keep...
Doug, he's gonna steal that version of my character away.
we have this interesting habit of hoarding things that are shiny and pretty, and so when I saw Lightning Bliss in crystal pony form, my eyes just got wide, and I had to resist the temptation.
I'm gonna be marnapped by a scary tall dragon.
What? I'm not scary.
No,
Look
you're
at
not
this
scary, but
face.
you are tall.
Okay.
Don't
Granted.
you remember the video we did last year during Nightmare Nights?
Yes.
With
Who won that one, Blissy? Huh? Okay. Who came out on top? There you go. Thank you very much.
Yeah. For anyone who's curious, look up the Nightmare Nights vlog I did back in 2015, and you'll get to see Teric Godzillafied.
Or on my channel, you see all three of you sitting at my bed, waiting for me to wake up so we can do a review.
Yeah.
That's scary. That was scary.
Morning, Silver.
Behold the face of terror.
And then afterwards, we all had apple pie because
That was
my lady, as part of her costume, was carrying around a fresh apple pie all day.
She was, and it was delicious.
And
Yes.
I lost count of how many people came up to us and said, "That's a real pie. It's a fantastic prop for your costume. That's a real pie." You're going to share that with me, right?
Speaking of designs, Willow Nightwolf asks what my thoughts are on hippogriffs potentially being in the MLP movie, which that's a near and dear topic because for a while there were no hippogriffs. So I'm curious if it happens, how will they look compared to my own character, and will I be as special or as flammable?
Will they be bigger? Will they be smaller? Will they have similar fashions to Griffins in general? Will they have cutie marks?
Yeah.
Well, if nothing else, I can flash the audience some more. Look at my tush.
Oh my gosh. Please no.
Oh.
While I go get Carter. Where's that Carter here?
I have actually been in the same room with Silver Quill live. I'm not sure that's such a good idea, folks. Don't encourage it.
Me.
What? I thought you two had good chemistry.
But I'm mostly curious, would they be villains? As my character is a troll, but would he be lumped in with the villains? We got to do some personal PR.
They're not villains.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'd hope they aren't. I mean, I love seeing new forms of fantasy creatures coming into the fold. I mean, that's what drew me to the show in the first place as a child. It was the fantasy of it all. Oh my, there's no unicorns or there's Pegasi. I wanted to see more fantasy creatures, and that's what I've always hoped for G4. And looky here, they're coming out in the movie with new creatures and designs and characters. I'm really excited about that. My inner child is going.
Yeah. See, I don't know how many of you have seen Kung Fu Panda 3, but that part where Po he sees the armor for the first time and his eyes like pop out of his head. It's like, "Ah!" that's Bliss's reaction.
Sounds about right.
But let's be honest, MLP, if you're not a pony, odds are the majority kind of stink. Ember, the little yak, and Spike, and now Gilda seem to be the exceptions to the norms rather than the most positive representations.
I mean, I know I'm hard on the yaks, and I know we're all hard on the yaks because you kind of can't help it, but I'd like to think they could develop someday.
I'd like to hope too, but sometimes to make the main characters look good, the rest of the world kind of gets pushed down, which not my favorite tactic.
That may change in the future. I honestly think that they are introducing, or at least spending, more time on the other races of Equestria. I mean, particularly with Gauntlet of Fire, I get the sense that they are trying to set up potential allies for an enormous conflict somewhere down the road. That would make a lot more sense in the long term anyway.
Yeah.
KC Reviews asks, as a somewhat new reviewer, how did you each develop your styles in writing in video making? What is the process?
Practice, 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 and practice. See what works, see what doesn't. Practice and then try to find some more time to practice. And then practice a little bit here and there, just practice and practice. Ask questions from people who might be able to help you out, and then practice and practice and practice some more. I've been doing this for nearly 3 years now, by the way. Actually, I believe it's going to be on the 15th of this month. It will be the 3-year anniversary, and I got to think of something to do on that day, or at least that weekend. Anyway, how about you, Silver? What do you recommend?
Whiskey, Scotch, vodka, followed by
No!
enlightenment.
No!
No! Do not analyze drunk. Do not.
Well, you know,
You are not NY.
well, you know, you offer some interesting insights, just that no one can understand. Okay, if that joke doesn't prove it, my general attitude towards reviewing is take your thoughts and dial the reactions up to 11. Just go for the absurd as much as you can. And also hold yourself to the 3-sentence rule. This is a holdover from my childhood. When I would get home from seeing a movie with one of my parents and I tried to tell the other, I tried to summarize the whole blessed movie. And my mom, in particular, would say, "Can you summarize it in 3 sentences?" That is when I learned the importance of the comma. And,
and the run-on sentence, yes?
And the run-on sentence, and though I could never get the hang of that vexing semicolon, pick a side. Are you team colon or team comma? Or team colon?
All right.
Do you have any thoughts, Lightning?
Well, I mean, when I first started out, I did this specifically just for the fun of it and to see if I couldn't increase my portfolio as an animator, and I figured maybe nobody else was doing this at the time. Boy, was I wrong. Dog was already doing this for almost a year and a half, 2 years now before I even showed up, and yeah, I was just having fun with it, and then I got pushed into the rift, and I met other people, and I saw their content, and they several individuals kind of helped to mold where I am right now. So, like I'll say, Toon Critic helped me with charisma, Silver Quill helped me with comedy, Keyframe helped me with writing properly, because I am terrible at grammar. I mean, Doc can vouch for that. Acting and puns, and I'm getting so bad with the puns lately.
Ain't no such thing.
Yeah. And above all, having quality for me is kind of a compulsive disorder for me. I have to have good quality in my videos now, otherwise I'm not going to be happy with it. Striving to push yourself to be a better editor and reviewer and content maker, but at the end of the day, I always ask myself, am I having fun with this? Yes. Have fun with it, or you're gonna get bored really quick.
I have to agree with that one, Bliss. If you want to get into this field, you have to be passionate about it. It has to be something that you love doing, because I won't lie to you, it's a lot of work. And I am not an analyst. I don't make videos, and I still know that it's a lot of work. And if you're a type of person that gets discouraged when there is a lot of work ahead of you, if you get overwhelmed, either you are passionate about it and you push through it, or you try a different venue.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Claire Nick asks, how tall are you, Doc? Because I remembered you saying that you were taller than people expected.
Yeah, most people who meet me in real life are a little surprised at how tall I end up being. I'm sure Lightning can tell you about that, too.
Dude, most people in life get a neck strain trying to look you in the eye. Hello, Dr. Wolf. How are you today?
I'm 5'3". I had to do this.
Okay. I am actually between 6'2" and 6'3", just about somewhere in between there. And my brother Teric, he's about 6 foot flat, isn't he?
5'11 and a half.
5'11 and a half. Okay, pretty darn close.
I don't quite measure up.
Yeah. Anyways, people are a little surprised by that because I intentionally made Dr. Wolf, the character, smaller than the ponies. He's supposed to be around Spike's height compared to the ponies. Many different artists have had their own interpretations of him, and that's perfectly fine. I enjoy seeing many different perspectives on Dr. Wolf, but the way I see him is small and around Spike's size. So when people meet me in real life and suddenly realize I'm among the tallest of the YouTube reviewers in the community, it's a bit of a shock. But then you look at a character like Keyframe, who is already taller than most other ponies, is her character. You meet her in real life, and she's shorter than most everyone else.
She's about my height. She's a little taller than me.
I don't think I've ever met Keyframe.
Well, she doesn't go
you'll
to
see her
every
at night.
convention.
Yeah, you'll see her at Nightmare Nights.
Oh, she goes to Nightmare Nights. Okay.
She's gonna be venting with me
Yeah.
if we get the table. Yeah.
Because this is their show.
So let's see here.
That's a lot of questions.
Well, I got one from Red Dragon Force 2, which, okay, that contains part of my favorite power band, Dragon Force.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know which video of yours that has the most likes and or favorites? I can attest to at least the one that gets the most views, and that's my Flash Sentry video. Which I find weird. I didn't think that was really my funniest. It certainly had one of my most grimdark openings, as I have him on an execution block.
Yeah,
maybe that's why people keep going back to it.
That's where you took Flash Sentry and just ripped him back and forth. Yes.
It's where I talked about why he doesn't appeal, but yes, I usually involved great pain, suffering, and for once it wasn't directed at my character. Also, it launched the most criticized thing in my videos. You launched the Pegasus in midair. That's right, and I do it again.
What about you, Bliss? What is your most liked and or viewed video?
My most liked viewed video so far is that collab I did with Toon Critic on Do Princesses Dream of Magical Sheep, and that's because that was one of the first videos where I kind of pushed my animation to new heights, because we were in a dreamscape and basically you could do anything there. And I remember me and Zach, we were talking about the script, and I told him, okay, I gotta go. I'm in a dream world. I gotta go super Alicorn mode. I gotta be this really big, tall, glamorous, over-the-top, overpowered Alicorn. I just gotta do it because it's the total opposite of what my character is. How do we pull that off, though? And then he kind of just got a twinkle in his eye. He said, "Digimon." I'm like, what? Digimon. I'm like, I don't like Digimon. He's like, it's got great music and the evolving sequence. There's so many fans of Digimon. They'll love it. He showed me a song, and I admit I really liked the song, and I liked the other song afterwards where he pushed it over the top and he said, what if we create the ultra horrible red and black Alicorn, Gary Stu, Osea Ball, and we do a DNA digifuse, and I have to admit, this whole fusion thing has really taken off in the cartoon world, and I have to say I'm not a huge fan of it, but I kind of like what it's doing, and it's kind of just opening a new age of our culture. And I mean, for me, I really had to trust Zach with this DNA Digivolve sequence, because at the end of the day, I kind of told myself, you know what? This is going to get back to Mad Match Kin for calling me the wee cute Alicorn. I'm going to make her so mad when we go red and black super Alicorn mode. And, yeah. So that was the most viewed.
Well, at least in your case, your most popular video was one that you put a lot of heart and effort into. In my case, my most viewed video by far, by several 100,000 views, is a comic dub. It's something that I spent about 10, maybe 15 minutes recording for. And I cannot understand why it is so popular compared to everything else on my channel. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But apparently people must really, really like it. I did want to mention, though, Lightning, when it comes to the TF2 analysis series, obviously the most popular video, the one with the most views, is the very first TF2 analysis Anarchy. Do you want to know what the next most popular video after that in the series is?
No, what is it?
The Cuter They Are.
No, it's not!
Your video!
No, it's not!
Your character video is the next most popular out of all the ones we've done thus far.
Why?
See, people love you, Blissy.
Not to lie. No.
People love you.
All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm done.
No, you're not.
Plus, you were gonna go away.
Oh.
Okay. Everyone who agrees Lightning Bliss is cute, please cheer.
I am not going to murder myself.
Yeah, the Heavy has a shotgun, Silver. Did you know?
The question came up. Lightning Bliss, who is the person behind you, and what game are they playing?
He's not going to say hi, but that would be Sub-Zero, my husband, and I believe he is playing Star Trek Online, because he's a huge Trekkie.
Excellent.
Teric has actually been a Trekkie throughout most of his life, isn't that right?
Yes, I have to say that I followed the original series. I was actually a child before the Next Generation came out, and I watched a lot of the Next Generation series, and I wasn't all that interested in Deep Space Nine. It came out when I was in college, but I love the movies, and I followed that cast pretty well. I have to admit that I am a little disappointed in the new J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies. It doesn't feel like it captures the essence of what Star Trek is. It feels like he has made those movies into action movies that are loosely based around the Star Trek universe. And the movies, I have to admit, they're fun, but they just don't feel like Star Trek. You know what I mean?
I don't like the new movies at all. I'm not a Trekkie, but I enjoyed the original, The Next Generation. And Deep Space Nine is actually pretty good if you pass the dark theme of it. But the new movies, I saw the new movie, the first one, and all I saw was eye candy. Being all the CGI and not so much good on the acting perspective. And I'm seeing the person who's supposed to be young Kirk, and I think the person who's supposed to be young Spock, and I watched the original series with my husband. I'm like, nothing like them. They're absolutely nothing like them. They're horrible. Why are we watching this? Why did I spend money on this?
Oh, it's not that bad.
It's bad. I don't like it.
All right.
Yeah.
Dr. Wolf, Fennica Fox asks, Dr. Wolf, what is your favorite mythological character?
Ooh.
Character? Mythological character? I mean, that covers a very broad spectrum. Wow.
I want to make sure. I'm going to try and go back and see if I read that right. Yeah, she said.
Mythological character.
Yeah, what is your favorite mythological character?
So any character from any ancient myth. I don't know. I mean, goodness, where do you start with that?
That is a pretty broad topic.
Hmm.
And it's with me by naming my favorite cartoon character, because that's both mythical and made up, I suppose. Like for instance, Discord by far is my favorite cartoon character, and he's a mythical creature.
Yeah. You could say that any of the pony cast could be considered a mythological character.
Well, they are talking ponies after all.
Yeah, Pegasi and unicorns, ancient Greek myths that talk about them, yeah.
How about we narrow it down to any mythological character that would be talked about in a high school education?
Okay.
So Greek.
That does narrow the field a bit.
Greek and Roman.
That narrows the field a bit. That's from Great Muppet Caper.
I was wondering if you'd pick up the movie quote.
Yes. One thing that people should know about Teric and I, we get into quoting fests, trying to stump each other whenever we gather for family reunions. That's what we do for fun, is we quote and see if we can stump the other person.
We are such geeks.
But we have so much fun with it.
And if I recall correctly, you get into that as well, Silver Quill.
Oh, I can quote with the best of times. Hey, I got that reference.
Very good. Very good. So, Dr. Wolf, why don't you go ahead and answer Fennica Fox's question? I don't want to leave it hanging.
Okay, mythological character that they would teach about in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we have stumped the wolf.
I don't know. I keep thinking back to maybe Greek myths, but nothing's really coming to mind. I keep thinking back to the required reading books, but I'm not sure what you would consider mythological or not. Because my favorite required reading in high school was actually Animal Farm. But you can't consider that a mythological character. That's
No.
a direct to
social
real life
commentary.
history kind of thing.
Mm.
So I don't know how to answer that question. I really don't. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I'm really trying here, but I'm coming up with a blank.
That's okay. Yep. Nothing comes to mind.
Nothing comes to mind.
I only
The
have
soul of my
one.
father.
Yeah, I only have one, and it's from a book I read in high school. It's one of my favorite books of all time. It was The Dark Lord of Dirkholm. Oh, I wanted it to be a movie so bad.
Wait, which book was this?
Dark Lord of Dirkholm.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it's basically a story about another world that is in a separate dimension from our own. And it's basically been hijacked by another man from our world who's very powerful financially, and he found a way to entrap a demon and basically used it as a threat to the indigenous of this other world to do as he says, or he would unleash it upon them. This world is basically a magical land. It's a magical land. Wizards, witches, dragons, unicorns, all sorts of stuff.
And they're afraid of a guy, of a megalomaniac?
Wait, I'm sorry. Are you guys describing fantasy or the Microsoft power structure?
That's what I was thinking, you know? Why would fantasy creatures be afraid of a megalomaniac?
No, but because he has a demon, and literally sitting in his pocket, he could just unleash on them. And yeah, demons are extremely powerful in this world. But anyway, he basically has this world set up like a Renaissance festival where other people from our world go over there to have an adventure. And one of the families that lives in this world is called the Dirkholm family, and the father of the family is a wizard who's also a scientist who likes to spice and create different fantasy creatures. He made his own Griffin children, for instance. And he was just a really cool father figure that I liked. And yeah, that's a fantasy. Yeah, Dark Lord of Dirkholm, read the book. It's a really good book.
I haven't heard of that one. That's pretty cool. I may have to check that out.
All right, and on my part, for fantasy creatures or characters, and everything really, I've always been kind of fascinated by the legend of Susanoo and its fight with the Orochi, if you can even call it a fight. For those who may not be in the know, the Orochi was basically a seven-headed giant serpent, kind of Hydra-esque, and Susanoo was a god who got kicked out for getting drunk and wrecking his brother's stuff, which, well, as the younger sibling, I can sort of empathize. And basically, a young woman was going to be sacrificed to the Orochi, so Susanoo, one, transforms her into a hairpin. I don't quite understand the cultural significance there. But two, he gets the Orochi blind drunk, lops off its head, and discovers a mythical sword within.
Oh, they know better when they see it.
And I'm just like, okay, that sounds very metal. But also, if you can, if King Arthur had gotten Excalibur by getting a dragon drunk and decapitation, oh, Arthurian legend would have been very, very, very different.
Yes. Okay. Triforce Android says, do you guys think that the Gauntlet of Fire episode makes up for Princess Spike?
I certainly liked it a lot more than Princess Spike. I
Yeah.
had a lot more to talk about. I don't know. What would you define as making up for Princess Spike? I mean,
Well, first of all, let's establish the hole or the fault that Princess Spike left, and then we'll see if the new episode fills that hole.
I can answer both on my own for myself. The fault lies in that Princess Spike tried to simultaneously villainize Spike as the troublemaker while boosting the princesses at the cost of the world. Everyone was an incompetent compared to them, it seems. So sadly, I love Gauntlet of Fire. I thought it was a really great episode, the best Spike episode of the series to date. However, the Pony Princesses were also a casualty of Princess Spike, and so no, I can't really say it counterbalances one another.
Oh.
How about you, Lightning?
Oh, Princess Spike. I was really angry with that episode because I kind of felt like they already made a fantastic episode with Spike and Rarity and Inspiration Manifestation, and then Princess Spike comes out and it literally felt like it took 2 steps backwards with his character. And it almost felt like it's because he had no choice, because of the incompetence of the characters around him and the princess kind of being written badly, and in my review with it, I was screaming at the other princesses that, like, seriously, y'all could have taken over the jobs for Twilight while she was sleeping. Did y'all even consider that Spike was going to be on his own dealing with those other members of the convention? But at least with the Gauntlet of Fire, Spike's character did not take a step back. In fact, he kind of just lived up to what I expected to be, which is to help others out. That's where he tends to shine the most. He was willing to risk his life to save another dragon. He was even willing to give up the gauntlet, the spear, to help Amber out. He helped her out through everything. And even when Twilight and Rarity had doubts about her, that, oh, she's the dragon, that's just how she is, she doesn't care about anybody else but herself. And to which Spike immediately called him out, but she saved my life, and she didn't have to. That makes us friends in my book. And I'm like, yes! Good on you, Spike! Yes! You didn't go backwards. You're back where you should be.
You have more money.
Did it help the other characters out, like the princesses, like Silver said? No. So, yeah. At least Spike is fixed.
Okay. Magic Note asks, what is your favorite MLP song?
The one that I'm most impressed with would probably have to be This Day Is Going to Be Perfect, Aria.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. I knew that one would come up.
The one that I actually enjoy the most, though, is the Smile Song, both from Season 2. I have yet to find any songs beyond that season that have impressed me as much or that I have enjoyed as much. There are plenty of songs that I like listening to, but I haven't found any that hit that bar quite so high.
How about you, Blissy? Oh, I'm sorry, didn't mean to step on you, Silver.
No, this goes first. It gets me a chance to actually think of an answer.
Oh, okay. I really liked Apples to the Core because I'm strong when it comes to family, and even friends can be family members, and it's had a nice uppity beat. It was one of those first songs where I felt like the animation was actually in beat with the song, and it was just so up and bouncy every time, and especially when Pinkie Pie joins in, that was probably one of my favorites. And I know the episode hasn't aged well, but I still like the song from Magical Mystery Cure for A True Friend. I really liked that one too. So.
Yeah. For a minute there, I thought you were going to say that Princess Twilight Cometh. I don't know if anyone really goes for that song. Let's see. For me, again, you folks just keep taking all my answers. Harumph, I say. I think one of my favorites is Hearts Strong as Horses with the Crusaders, followed closely by Winter Wrap Up, as the idea that the ponies have to make and change the weather themselves has always been the most fascinating fantasy element in the show for me.
All right.
I do have to mention that we need to end this live stream within the next 10 minutes because I think Lightning Bliss wanted this to go for only about an hour, and then she has other things to do. Is that right?
It's not that I have other things to do. It's just that Mr. Trekkie behind me likes to have our alone time.
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
Understood. Understood. All right, I have a question for all of you.
My ears perked.
Yep. If you were given the chance to literally become your OC, would you do it? Why or why not?
My very first question is, can we switch back?
Well, okay. Would you? Okay. Addition to that question, would you prefer permanent or the ability to switch back?
Okay, I think I've already answered that second part. The only reason I would want to see what the world is like as my character is if I was in that world. I would go to visit that world and interact with characters and see the landscapes and partake in the culture, but I'd want to have a way to come back. I just want to have a way to visit. I wouldn't want to become my character here. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Okay.
Missy, how about you?
Unless everyone I know becomes their character, like including family members, I would say no, unless I had the ability to, change back. I do like the idea of being my character, because, oh my god, I can fly. That's just so cool. I've always loved to fly, and the magic part might be a little bit of an issue. I don't want to kill everybody.
You put forth a very good effort.
I'm trying.
You see, at least I would still have fingers. How would you pick anything up with your hooves if you don't have your fingers and you don't know how to use your magic?
Pick it up. No, I can pick up things with my magic. I just can't do advanced, fancy alicorn stuff that like Twilight or Celestia can do. And if every time I try, something goes horribly, horribly wrong. Hence, Flight of Blight, which is coming out tomorrow, the final episode.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Okay, Silver?
Oh dear. Well, this is a question wrapped in an enigma within a mystery within. Oh God, please don't hurt me.
Yeah.
Well, let's face it. Given the amount of physical abuse that Silver Quill goes through, I probably shouldn't want to become like him.
Don't you want to be
But
immortal?
you would be a god! You would be a god, because you never die!
You keep respawning.
My character has died. He's died. He's just very good at running away from death.
Uh-huh.
And I will say that the ability to for flight and digits is very appealing to me. But all in all, you know, there's always been a lesson I've wanted to express in a comic I like. It's like wishing you were born different is basically wishing you were never born at all, and nothing is enhanced by your absence. So I'd rather not wish to be something else. I just want to be me. And the me I am draws a hippogriff that gets blown up.
You know, I can appreciate that, Silver. Not to wax philosophical, but that's you're kind of getting into the self-esteem issues and about valuing yourself and being content with what you have. I'm going to leave it at that.
I have a question, and I've been dying to figure it out because I can't seem to find the answer anywhere on Doc's channel. How is it that a dragon and a wolf are brothers?
That's going into the Dr. Wolf origin story.
Oh, it's not been written?
The first 2 chapters of Memories of the Equestrian Wolf. 3rd chapter is on the way, by the way. I know I've been saying that for months, but the art is getting done.
Oh, you do have an artist. Okay, good.
Yes. The art has been worked on for quite some time. It's a huge project.
It is.
And I'm only going to be able to do this once. So
Now, the other half of that question, Lightning, is Teric's backstory, which is while the Equestrian Wolf story is all written out, Teric's backstory is there are different scenes written here and there, and I have the idea that's been going around in my head for probably years now, but I don't have the whole story written down.
we have discussed the whole story, though.
Yes, we have.
Exactly how and why it reaches the point of Memories of the Equestrian Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had a dedicated author to work with, you could have that story in less than a month.
Oh, you're probably right.
And depending on how long it is, I'd probably do a dramatic reading too.
Oh?
Depending on how long it is. And if the author is very good at writing this kind of thing.
Oh, okay. You're killing me, Doc. You're killing me.
You have to have a worthwhile author, though.
I
Yeah,
can
because
write.
even I'm writing my own.
I can write.
Yes, I've seen some of your works before. The problem is you keep so busy that every time you try to take on a big project, how often does it actually get finished?
Okay, point taken.
I pet your head, pop, pop, pop.
Got it.
Okay, let's try to do one or two quick questions, and then we can wrap up for the evening.
Let's see.
What else we got?
Let's see.
Lightning Bliss. Quick answer. Fangirl Steffi says, if you ever had a child, would it be an alicorn or a Dragon Ball Z demon?
Oh!
Oh dear. I want to make it clear that my husband's characters, they are our personas. They're not just avatars. So if we were to have a child, which we are not planning on having one anytime soon, I have no earthly idea. I guess it would depend. I don't like these kind of questions. I don't know why. They feel like they put me on the spot. I don't know why. It's not their fault.
I've embarrassed her. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, and it's not the questionnaires' fault or anything. It's just that, I don't know, I mean, it's like asking Doc and Lady Wolf what their puppy look like.
Yeah, I hear you.
I guess it's
Someone actually
easier
did
than
fan
the
art of
wolves.
what our puppy would look like, which I thought was incredibly adorable, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's only been that one, I think. At least that one artist. He did create a couple of different images. And yeah, I love seeing more Dr. Wolf and Mrs. Wolf fan art, and I think it's absolutely adorable to see a puppy with us, too. That's fun. So if people are interested in drawing that, yes, send me a link. I want to see it.
I guess I don't want to not answer the question. I guess if off the top of my head, I would assume that it would be a Pegasus and a blue one at that. Maybe it's got a bit of katana armor going on, like his or her dad. But yeah, otherwise, I don't know. That's just the last time somebody asked me a question like that, it got awkward really fast and inappropriate to the point where I had to delete that comment section, which was very disappointing. So, because everybody was taking it way too seriously.
All right, Silver Quill, here's a question for you. Haley Cometra says, I hope I pronounced that right, sorry. Silver Quill, we've heard plenty of your OC's ancestry, that is bird, pigeon, chicken, etc., and that which is pony, but how much is cat, and what kind?
Cat? Where's the cat come from?
I think he's thinking of griffins.
Yep, griffins are part feline.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to supplement this, though, that I've been challenged to answer a question in Ebonics, which will not make a lot of sense, but watch a future podcast of the MBS show and you'll see the pain I can deliver. So, yeah, challenge accepted, because that's whack, yo.
Oh, gosh.
Now all
Did
the
I
cats
take out my headphones?
Now all the cats be in the hizzy. meeting up with them fly eagles, pun intended. And it gets whack after that, yo. There'll be kids here. Don't be hating.
Stop.
Did you guys understand any of that?
Yes, unfortunately. That was kind of in my generation.
Yeah, she'd be tripping now. Let's see, I'm too white and nerdy here.
Try to catch him bright and nerdy. Try to catch him bright and nerdy.
Well, maybe I talk about my peeps, yo, but be another time, dog or cat for shizzle.
Oh my!
So 90s.
You're killing her.
Oh well, then I best be keeping on, sport.
No.
No.
I might explode you by accident.
Oh, that's hateful, Bliss.
Not hateful, it's an accident because I'm laughing too hard.
Hey, Alex Boyster asks, Dr. Wolf and TericDragon, do you plan on making a video together soon?
I've asked you, when would you have time to do that again?
And the answer to that is, well, I am heading up to Everfree Northwest next weekend with Dr. Wolf, and we will have time to make at least one video there, hopefully two.
We'll see. Still, I'd like to do
Dr.
an
Wolf
actual video with our OC characters talking back and forth again. That would be nice.
That would be cool, and, you know, okay, I have to ask, Bliss, I'm assuming you still have that that puppet of the character that my character. Is it animatable?
I did not make a puppet of you. It was just a plain vector image. I literally just drew him up. But I am capable of converting him into one.
Now,
it would just take quite a bit of time.
Yeah, and I don't want to impose on you for that. But I just the thought occurs to me that being able to see Dr. Wolf and Teric animated together, that just okay. I'm having another Poe moment.
Yeah.
Actually, because see, I can't do fur. It's not that I don't like furs. It's just that it kind of collides with my logicness of like people are drawn like this, animals are drawn like this. I have a hard time putting them together. So that's why I feel more comfortable drawing Dr. Wolf as a wolf and Teric as a dragon. And so Teric gets to be so much taller. I don't know how I'm going to fit you two on the screen at the same time.
Well, it's very simple. I'm riding on his head. That's all.
Oh, that'll work.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Y'all are just strolling through Ponyville and Doc's hitching right on Teric's head.
You know what? Would that be all that difficult to animate? All you'd have to do is show me from the shoulders up and have Doc sitting on my head.
I would like a pull back to show like the real size difference in like every other pony like Silver Quill and like Tin Critic to get a good size comparison of how big just walking through town and we're all like.
That sounds incredibly complicated.
Yeah.
And I know that Lightning already has enough projects on her plate right now. However, if we have Teric's OC in an animatable form in Flash or whatever program, maybe somebody else is willing to help us with that. I don't know. I just worry about overstretching Lightning again because there's so many projects that sound really fun and that people really want to do. It's just Lightning tries to do everything herself. It's very hard for her to accept help on editing and animating, even though I keep trying to encourage her otherwise.
Yeah, poor Lightning. You're so dedicated, and you try and help. You have this heart that's probably bigger than your OC, but you can't do everything.
Right.
Yes, I can.
You be straight up representing. Peace.
I am.
Are you still here, Silver?
If I can send her into connection, it's like bonus points.
You know what? You're lucky I can't strangle you right now because you want to know what I went through to get vectors going for Silver Quill just so I can get that BronyCon outfit going. I realized that we lacked vectors of Silver Quill dragging Lightning Bliss by her tail. And, yeah, slight spoiler, I'm not going to go any deeper than that. I realized, darn, well, I can't just Photoshop work it because it'll look wonky. I need to go back and make his puppet correctly. And it took me about 5 hours, but I finally got it to the point where you can hardly tell the difference. But by Celestia, your puppet is such a pain, Silver.
Straight up.
Far worse than dogs.
Don't be mean.
Feel my pain.
That's whack, yo.
It'll be worth it, though. It will be worth it. Because then I can use it whenever I want.
Although I do want to point out I'd happily give you the Illustrator file I have of Silver Quill. I say this after you've invested 5 hours. Okay, good night, everybody.
You broke Blissy.
I broke Blissy.
Can I kill him now?
Wait till BronyCon when you two are sitting next to each other at a vendor table. You'll have plenty of opportunity.
Hey kids, want to get a photo with Silver Quill's corpse? Only $25.95.
Which one? He's been killed so many times, he leaves a trail of corpses behind him.
Where is Silver Quill? Oh, he's over there.
And over there.
And up there. And some over there.
All right.
Now you're making me giggle, Blissy.
Mm-hmm. It's fun to see each of you interacting with each other face to face because looking at just your expressions, I can't help but have this huge grin the entire time. It's hilarious to watch.
Well, I'm nearly driving poor Bliss into an early grave myself.
Mm-hmm.
And
But see, you're enjoying this,
yes,
Silver.
I love it. God help me, I love it.
Oh, you let it Jack never make me relax. You can't make me. I won't allow it. Huzzah.
All right. I am trying to be mindful of the time because I know Lightning Bliss has other people that need her time as well. So I'm just trying to be mindful is all.
Quiet. He seems quiet right now.
Okay. So I am very glad to be able to be doing these live streams once again. It's been way, way too long. And honestly, it would be fun to try and bring these back every couple of months, perhaps. But it really depends on how much the audience likes these and wants to interact and wants to have their questions in future episodes, because I know we can't get to everybody, and we're going to have to give more time if we want to try to answer more questions. But I do want to thank Lightning and Silver and TericDragon for joining us this evening. It's been tons of fun. I sincerely hope that each of you listening this evening will think about fan art possibilities and story possibilities and whatever else we were talking about. There was actually a lot of good conversation about YouTube itself earlier, so leave your thoughts in the comments below because I want to read them. And do any of you have any closing thoughts you want to give before we close for the evening?
Do not meddle in the affairs of Dragon because you are crunchy and you taste good with ketchup.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wise words indeed.
I'll just go tell Doc when you're getting out of line.
And
That's what I do. I run a dog.
Apparently, I'm living on borrowed time as Bliss is going to end me at BronyCon. But that's okay because you know what? I'm straight up gangsta, yo. Hardcore.
I'll make sure to get the pummeling on camera. Yes. But once again, thank you everyone for joining us this evening. I look forward to maybe doing this again later in the summer. And as per usual, I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Good night, everybody.